soon. I just started Xsplit, so it might be lagging a little bit here. Let me put it onto live.
Who are you talking to, Rudy?
Keep up with the comments. The everybody. Get those shit's muted. There we go. Mic got muted somehow. Well, not somehow. I pressed the button. Still says starting soon. Let me refresh it, see if that helps. Hey, there we go. Looks like it's up. So can you guys hear me okay? Sound coming in? Check Xsplit, make sure. Looks like it is. It might not be though. I guess you guys will be the ones to tell me if it is or isn't. But yes, I'm Cowboy. This is the second AMA I've done. Did one about a year ago. Some people are a little bit slow, it seems. Let me see here. Let's make sure volume's coming in okay. And yep, sounds like it is. Great. So basically the way this works is I sit here and drink a bunch of Canadian whiskey. And you guys get to ask me whatever questions you might have and learn more about your favorite YouTuber. I guess that's probably a little bit self-flattering, but if you're taking time out of your Sunday to come here, I imagine you at least enjoy my videos. Hello, Samuel. The cat is already pouting for some reason. I don't know, maybe the cat doesn't like live streams. He might even come over. That's good to see him. Not spam. Video's trying to flag people as spam already. Fucking YouTube.
You want some treats?
Alright guys, so for some reason the lighting is going crazy in the video. I'm not sure what the deal with that is. It looks like it's going insane. You know, babe, turn on that light. I wonder if that'll fix it. Do I ever think I will quit YouTube? I'm sure eventually. I mean, as it stands right now, I was planning on quitting originally when I moved to Nashville just because I didn't think I would have time to keep up with it. And, I mean, I guess you know, it's like, it started off as kind of like a pet project, and it just got big enough to where it didn't really make sense to just quit it right there. You know, like, as big as it had gotten, as big as the channel had grown, and, you know, doing all the videos, I would have felt silly just stopping it out, all right? So, no. And if you ask one more goddamn comment about swinging, I swear to God I'm going to mute you. Shit is so annoying. Can you turn on the light? For some reason, the screen keeps flickering, so I think it's because it was detecting the light, and now it's not. The other light. You don't need the kitchen one on. Kitchen one can be off. I think, let's see. Yeah, there we go. That fixed it. I do not think Frankie is coming on this. It'd be fun if he did. But I'm sure Frankie is pretty busy managing all of his own series. Trying some delicious Crown Royal. I think a good Canadian whiskey, and they did just win the gold in the Olympics, so that's always a plus. So I guess more power to them. I'm gonna have to start removing comments because you keep talking about fucking singing. But so as I mentioned, the purpose of this is for you guys to ask me questions, because otherwise I would probably still be playing DayZ right now. So, I don't know, I guess what do you guys want to hear about? What do you want to hear me talk about for the next hour while I sit here and get drunk? Of course I enjoyed Far Cry 3. Far Cry 3 was a great game. Like any game though, you know, it gets to a point where you've done everything the game has to offer, and at that point, it's like, what do? You know, you can't just run around in the jungle, you know, killing animals. It gets pretty dull after a while. Additionally, I know they eventually added like the master difficulty, so that could have been something, you know, reset everything and go back and continue playing. But as much as we had already done in the game, like I think it was like a 63 video series playlist, so it ended up getting to the point where, you know, we had done everything Far Cry 3 had to offer. But it was still one of the more fun games. Will there be more drunk gaming? Quite possibly. I mean, it's a little hard to do it with Dota, just because I'm trying to keep that series the way it is. And while I could see doing like a drunk DayZ episode, DayZ is not really the environment where you want to be all fucked up. Just because it's, you know, if you're drunk and you're just like, oh my god, the person's in the jail, then you're shot. And yeah, I actually just got done playing with PVR Link. He's one of the guys in chat, and we had some pretty good encounters with some snipers starting to glitch their way onto rooftops to shoot us. So that'll be a fun episode when it goes up. As for Far Cry 3, I already answered everything about Far Cry 3. I don't know why we're still talking about Far Cry 3. But I do know I need more whiskey already, so I'm going to grab that while you guys think of questions.
I don't think you should berate someone who's asking a question.
I'm not berating somebody who's asking a question.
You have a dearth of people asking questions. You make fun of the persons who are asking questions.
No, well, somebody said, do you like Far Cry 3? And I said yes, and somebody else said, do you like Far Cry 3? Just answer that. Alright, another delicious glass of Crown and Ginger. And with that, we're going to roll a cigarette to enjoy with it, because whiskey always should be accompanied by a delicious hand-rolled cigarette. So I'm hoping this is productive, because generally Sunday is my recording day. Fortunately, I have quite a bit of Dota 2 done already. I managed to get caught up back on President's Day, and I got recorded all the way up to, I think I finished up with Omni Night, so we're almost to the P's, which is good, though we are going to be cutting back with that series. I already had gameplay from Thief recorded, and was going to put some up, because I saw a couple people uploading videos, but apparently Square Enix has given a few individuals exclusive rights to put it up early, and everyone else they are basically beating down with copyright ban hammers. So unfortunately I'll have to wait until Monday night to actually put up Thief, but the game is pretty good. Kind of plays like Dishonored a little bit, except it's smoother. The stealth detection is a little less forgiving, like so far from what I mean. In the prologue mission, at least when you're discovered, it just resets. And the actual story missions, though, you get into combat with people and you just kind of have to dodge and try to beat them, which doesn't always end well. But I found, I mean, there are ways to manipulate the guards pretty hard. I found I was able to basically like make a ruckus, guards come in to investigate, and you just keep knocking them out from the shadows. So that, of course, ended up being kind of disappointing, seeing that the difficulty level wasn't that difficult at all. And this is playing on Master Thief, like the hardest difficulty level of the game. You know, with that in mind, you're playing on the Master Thief difficulty, you kind of expect stuff to be a bit more difficult. As for AC4, oh, here we go, I had to refresh and a bunch of comments came up. Let me scroll back here, see what I missed. Yes. Okay, as for, do you have any games you'd like to record currently? As I mentioned, right now I'm working on Thief. I had started Final Fantasy, but the more I got into it, I found it just wasn't the kind of game you could do a recording series with. It's just, you know, you basically have like 13 days before the game ends, which each day is roughly like 15 minutes or so in real world time, and you can, time will stop during certain intervals and you can freeze it. But I found that basically, like with all these concurrent storylines going on at the same time, and there's so much emphasis being on time, it was hard to really structure a playthrough series around it just because the game's all over the place. So it's a great game, unfortunately not the kind of game I really think is ideal for a YouTube series. But as I mentioned, I'm recording Thief. Didn't even bother with Titanfall beta just because it kind of looks like Modern Warfare with wall running. But more than likely I will do some videos for that just because there is such, a large clamoring for it. And I mean, it looks fun. I just don't think it's going to be like game breaking as everyone's making it out to be. Aside from that, I got a couple friends looking forward to Destiny, so I'll probably hop on that and check that out with them. I do plan on resuming stuff with Final Fantasy 14 once they get new content out. I mean, when you're at the end game and you do everything a game has available, it just kind of dries out. Favorite N64 game? Probably the WWF No Mercy games. Those were awesome because you could customize your wrestler any way you wanted. You could make custom moves on them. You could like customize every single fucking tidbit about your wrestler, like every single move, every taunt, what they were wearing. It made for an awesome wrestling game. It was a good party game to play with a bunch of friends. As for AC4, that really depends on when they have more content out. I noticed so far, at least, the content I see them putting out is a lot of stuff, like multiplayer stuff, which, in my opinion, isn't the best kind of content to really do videos on. So I haven't done anything with there. No, that is not my daughter. I do not have a daughter here. As for Rust, honestly, I've looked at Rust. I don't think it looks that interesting. If compared to DayZ, I think I would do DayZ over Rust. Because honestly, unless you're playing with a bunch of people, with Rust you really just kind of get like stuck. People will just gun you down. They won't let you into a town, and it's very basic. So from what I've seen, I don't think I'd really get into it. And for like a post-apocalyptic survival type game, I think DayZ definitely takes that demographic by a strong margin with that. So the person in the back is my girlfriend Amanda. She's pretty shy, so she's probably just gonna sit back there. Regarding Hitman Absolution, I don't know. I could get back to it. Honestly, I didn't really enjoy the gameplay that much. Same thing with Splinter Cell. I mean, I was kind of excited for both because everyone told me about the stealth aspects of the game. And when trying out Splinter Cell, like I had some fun with Splinter Cell initially, and then I remember I tried to go back to it during one of the live streams, and it was like I would just get shot like instantly, and it would be like I'd kill like 8 people, one guy that I never even saw would shoot me, and I'd be dead. And I'm like, well, this isn't very entertaining gameplay, It's like I kill everybody with stealth, and then one guy fucking catches me out of the corner of his eye, fires one bullet, and I'm dead. Like, where's the balance? For age, I'm currently 26. I'll be 27 in August. Oh, hi, kitty. And the new kitty came along. So this is the... Stop it. Princess. This is the new cat. She likes to sit on my lap when I record and try to chew on the mic cables. I think she looks a little evil. And she likes to bite. But she's a sweetie. Went to the shelter and got her. And she crawled out from the cage onto my shoulders. And stood there, and she was like, "Take me home." And I was like, "Oh, you're so cute. I guess I'll take you home." So that's the new cat that I'm always complaining about while recording. The other one in the background is Jack. He's gotten considerably bigger, as you can see. Hang on, let me for some reason, comments aren't updating, so every couple minutes I basically have to hit refresh to get all the comments back. There we go. Well, it's good to know. I hope things are going well in Russia. I know it's probably freezing up there, but if you watch the last DayZ video, the one that'll be up Monday actually, I meet a gentleman from Bosnia, and I try my best Russian accent while I'm talking to him. So that's fun. you get to hear me talk like I'm a Russian. As for boobs or butt, I'm totally an ass man. All about a nice ass. Right here, what are you planning on DayZ? Well, I'm already playing DayZ, so I mean, obviously there's a ton of that going on. If you haven't seen the episodes, there's a whole playlist already developed. I'm doing streams on every Saturday. I got another episode scheduled for Monday, and then I just finished playing for about 2 hours. Gonna see what content I can get out of it. We were looting the airfield, ran into a couple people. I took shots, and then this guy logged, and then we found another person, took him down. Body disappeared, and eventually we found a sniper that glitched through a roof, and I managed to kill him. Like, dude crawled out onto the roof, and I was just like, oh, you're fucking done, and took him out. So, and with the body disappearing, it kind of killed the mood a little bit, so I might end up just editing that part into a video, just taking out the sniper that was glitching, but I don't think it's enough to encompass a full video. And there we go, let me refresh the stream again. As for a fan meetup on, I don't know if I look like Desmond. I have been told this is my Assassin's Creed hoodie. Like, people at work tell me that. Like, I think it's a pretty good, I don't know. But it's actually, it's this like white hoodie I got off one of my roommates. He got too fat for it, actually, back in college. He was like, it doesn't fit me anymore, you can have it. I was like, alright, I like it. And it's comfortable, so I've had it ever since. And now it's just my Assassin's Creed hoodie. Let me see. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, DayZ, I mean, more is going to be added, so it's going to be basic for a while, which kind of hurts the replay value, because all you can really do is hunt people down and get in fights, so that does kind of kill it a little bit. But yeah, once I get through the Life of the Survivor, which I'm thinking it'll be around a 12-15 episode series, we're going to go into a Life of the Bandit, where I pretty much just hold people up, kill on sight, just utterly wreck people. So that'll be a lot of fun, because I've had plenty of opportunities to do that so far that I've passed up on, and I'm just like, man, like I thought about pre-recording some of the Bandit episodes just to get to do that. As for a fan meetup on console, we have done it in the past. I did it back with Far Cry 3 when we were streaming. We had a bunch of people jumping into Far Cry 3, and everyone that had the game was able to just join in. I added them when we were all playing. And that was pretty entertaining, but the hardest thing to do with that is, you know, you got to find a game that enough people have. And I considered doing it back with Borderlands 2 when I did all of that, but just because I had such, I guess, I had everything you could want in that game, trying to play with people usually delved into just, can you give me this item, can you give me that item, and it, you know, that's not fun, it's just annoying, so you end up just, you know, not wanting to do that, and so I never really did a playthrough with, I mean, I did contests with Borderlands and gave stuff out, but trying to do playing with fans in that game always never really went well. So no, someone said, why do I find Dota 2 interesting? Dota 2, I originally played Dota back when it was just a mod for Warcraft 3, and it was a fun game then. And now as it stands, like I did World of Warcraft for a number of years with PvP, and that was a lot of fun, and then that lost its flair. But I'm still a huge fan of that PvP component that I don't have anymore. And Dota is honestly the best PvP game out there, in my opinion, at the moment. I mean, there's, you know, it's a really fun game. Every game's a fresh start, so, and like, while I like the idea of progression, like stuff, how, you know, there's progression in WoW, like you get to a point where you have that gear and you smash everybody, it kind of just flattens the tables back out in every Dota game, and you don't really see a lot of the issues, like people that are like, you know, glitching or win trading, like stuff like that doesn't really occur in Dota. So you never see that happening, and it's always a level playing field, so it really comes down to just player skill and the skill of your team. And being that there's all these heroes that you can choose from, and you know, the game offers a ton of variety, and it makes it really entertaining. Favorite Playboy model, easily, well, I guess she's not technically a Playboy. She might have done Playboy at one point, but and Victoria's Secret, what's her name? Adriana Lima. Adriana Lima is definitely the number one, for sure. Oh, favorite games of 2013? I'm not even sure. I'd have to look back at my channel and see what I played in 2013 to tell you. Like, you get to a point where you do so many games that you start to forget, like, what's good and what's bad and what you enjoy and what you don't. Let me see. Looking through 2013, quite a few games. Oh, I mean, Borderlands 2 was obviously a staple of the year, along with Far Cry. Both of those were great. I mean, I just played so much of them they got burned out. I definitely enjoyed Assassin's Creed 4 a lot more than Assassin's Creed 3. Devil May Cry was a lot of fun, although short. Dead Space was a ton of fun to play. Crisis 3 was a ton of fun to play. Walkthrough was alright. Or Tomb Raider, I mean. I was reading, it says Tomb Raider Walkthrough, and I'm like, yeah, Walkthrough, that was a good game. But Tomb Raider was alright, nothing special. Bioshock Infinite, another game that was fun, but I feel like it could have had more potential. Dead Island, not so much, just kind of fell short. Deadpool was a really fun game to play. Dynasty Warriors 8 was a blast. Saints Row kind of, I mean, it was fun, but you know, that game kind of felt a little, I don't know. It felt gimmicky at some points, which kind of degraded from the value of it. GTA 5, on the other hand, that was a lot of fun, even though I never really got into the multiplayer component just because, I don't know, I mean, there's only so many times you can run around just, you know, hitting people with cars before the game starts to lose its interest. Actually, now I think about Far Cry 3 was technically 2012, so all in all, best game of 2013, I would probably give it to Dead Space 3. I really enjoyed Dead Space 3. It was a ton of fun. Shorter games, I would probably give it to Deadpool, just because that game made me laugh more than any game has in a long time, and that definitely made it interesting. Yeah, honestly, I don't know what the lighting issue is. I think it's something with my laptop. We tried to address that earlier in the stream by turning on a light. Can you actually hear that dog? That's my asshole neighbor. Hang on a second here. I'm going to bang on the wall.
Turn off the light?
Hang on.
Keep that.
So basically, I have this neighbor, right? And I don't know if he's like partially deaf or what the deal is, but he takes his dog and he just like puts it outside and then leaves it there. And the dog just barks and barks and barks and fucking barks. And it gets irritating to the point where you want to go over there and be like, is Wayne Brady going to have to choke a bitch? And I don't want to have to do that because now that I'm in Nashville, you know, everyone's got this like down south nice thing. And like I said, maybe the guy's just hard of hearing, but you can't just fucking put your dog outside and let it sit and bark and bark and bark. And especially because, you know, I record a lot. And when I'm recording and all I hear is this fucking dog barking every 20 seconds, which, you know, PVR pointed out a second ago, shit gets fucking obnoxious. And, you know, being that I partially work from home with doing all the recordings, just doesn't fly with Cowboy. Can't do that. Okay. Let me see. Back a little bit. What do I do for a living? Aside from YouTube, I work as a usability specialist for the Veterans Health Administration. So, usability falls under what's known as human factors. And basically what I do is we evaluate veteran-focused applications and websites and try to make them more user-friendly and better. So, in short, everything I do is for veterans of the United States. It's everything that they live with and work with on a daily basis. That's my job to make that more user-friendly and just overall easier to interact with on their behalf. As for an AC5 setting, honestly, I'd like to see like a medieval AC. I mean, the first AC kind of had a little bit of that, and they're moving farther up in the timeline, so I doubt we'll see that. I don't see why they would go back. They might. I mean, there could be like a World War type one thing where, you know, you're dealing with like blimps and planes and shit. I think that could be really cool to see. But I mean, I've always been a big fan of medieval stuff, and I think a really strong medieval one with like full castles, because the setting for the first Assassin's Creed was great, but just what the game offered was kind of lackluster. Like there was, you know, you were either going to pickpocket, you were going to listen for information, or you were going to assassinate somebody. And that kind of took away from what the game could really bring you. Let me see here. Let me refresh the comments for a second. What is this shit? Somebody messaged me on Steam. Anyway, okay. Let me scroll back down here. Bioshock. How much of a 10 of new 10, 1 through 10? Not sure what Aspirin is talking about. Favorite ethnic food? Actually, there's this little Indian restaurant right where I work, and they have a lunch buffet for, it's like $10.95, and it's fucking awesome. I always get this. It's like a clay oven baked chicken in a red sauce over rice, and it's fucking awesome. As for Infamous 2, I don't have a PS3 or PS4, so that won't happen for a while. When I get one, it's something to consider, but until then, I would not. A person just starting a channel, what advice would you give them? I haven't been asked it yet. The biggest thing I would say is try and stay in touch with your user base. I mean, I know a lot of, I talk to a lot of bigger YouTubers, like a lot of people in the Machinima network, and I just noticed that a lot of them never, not only do they not, interact with fans, but they don't even respond to fans. Like, they never answer comments, they never answer questions that are asked directly at them, and I understand when you get to a certain, height, I guess, in YouTube, you have so many comments to look at every day, it's kind of obnoxious, but, it's really not. YouTube makes shit really easy to go through comments and review, and I feel like because YouTube, you only get big on YouTube because of your fans. It's because people enjoy what you're doing, and they keep coming back. And if you ignore those people, then it defeats the core purpose of having a channel. So in short, never lose track of your user base. Always try to stay in touch with them. I mean, little things like this AMA, like I said, I only did one a year ago, but people liked it, so I've been wanting to do one for a while, but just had to find the time. And little try to keep contests, make sure to reply to comments. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of spam every now and then of just dumb shit being said, but in general, just don't lose touch of your fan base. And aside from that, good quality videos, obviously, just simple things. Make your videos high quality. Try to find a niche. I'm kind of, I guess, a jack of all trades when it comes to YouTube. I did a bunch of stuff with Borderlands, I've done a bunch of stuff with Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, now Dota, and I'm really starting to get kicked off with DayZ, so there's tons of stuff that I'm rotating around, and that works for some people, but others, you're better off in just one thing, whether it's, all of your stuff is Minecraft, all of your stuff is Call of Duty. I guess another good thing to say would be to try and do channel collaborations. If there's somebody else that that has a channel that does similar content to you, try and do something with them. Because doing collaborations is always good. I mean, the only thing you're going to get out of a collaboration is it's going to help both channels out. Nobody ever got hurt from doing a collaboration. So in short, it's always a positive thing to do. The dog was not seen again. Yes, Zero Gen, you can have a shout out. Any games you want to go back and pick up that you did not get a chance to play. Pretty much everything that was out last year, I touched upon. I actually, the other day, basically opened up my Xbox and put in a new DVD laser and a bunch of components from a spare Xbox I had lying around. So it's basically brand new. And I might go back and try to finish up Dragon's Dogma eventually, just because now that the Xbox is able to play the disc again, it would be nice to actually go back and finish that series up, because it was pretty fun. Well, you don't need to come to me and kill the dog. I banged on the wall, the dog stopped, so we're all good. What kind of hardware do I use to play all those games on high settings, especially video card? My computer. Hang on here. Let me pull up my question. Hang on 1 second here. Alright, so my computer, and I'll also type this out for you guys, but I have, let me see, i7 377K. So that is my processor. I am running 16 gigabytes of RAM, As for a video card, I'm running a GTX 570. Wild West could be fun with AC. I mean, it would certainly fit me being Cowboy to do that. Let me see. Hang on, I'm scrolling back up. Why'd you kill a dog? Okay. See, I don't know, because like given World War I and just World War settings in general, they're usually very, you know, boisterous, and there's bombs and explosions and guns. In general, there's always been a saying that like battles are won by lots of men, wars can be won by a single man. And it's the idea that, you know, while there's all this stuff going on in the front lines, you know, the idea of an assassin being able to sneaking into a fully armed military camp, infiltrating and taking out a high-ranking general or the guy that had the plan that was going to attack would throw that all off and throw the camp into chaos. So I think that could be valid in an AC setting, but it would have to be seen. As for Dragon Age Inquisition, I haven't looked much into it yet, just because the last couple Dragon Age games have disappointed me greatly, and in general I think EA is kind of a piece of shit when it comes to a publishing company. So anything EA does, I really just don't expect much of, but more than likely I'll end up playing it. I know I don't plan on moving to next gen anytime immediately soon, just because I'm fine with my Xbox. I don't see the need to pay $500 for an Xbox One when the graphic updates it offers are minuscule in comparison. So I'm probably just going to stick with my regular Xbox for now and do that and PC stuff. Hello, Mr. Killer Christopher. I haven't seen you in a while. But my headset, somebody asked about that. It is a Plantronics DSP 500. I got this headset a while ago, and it's not a crazy gaming headset. I mean, it's just a general good headset, and it just works well. So I've had it for a number of years. I know the mute button is getting a little bit worn out, so if I have to, like, I know I used to, if I had to clear my throat or something, I would just mute real fast and then unmute, and I can't quite do that anymore, so now I'll just, like, flip this up, and then I'll be like, or whatever. So every now and then you'll hear me, like, cough in a video just because my mic, like, I'll put it on mute, I'll cough real fast, and then I'll spend, like, 5 minutes trying to unmute it. I'm like, you son of a bitch, fucking unmute, and it doesn't want to, and it's a huge pain in the ass. Next DayZ episode is going to be Monday. Holy shit, you're white. Yes, born and raised, have always been white, as far as I know. There's actually a funny story about that. A lot of my friends on Xbox are black, and for a while, when we played Xbox, they basically didn't realize that I was a white guy. Like, some of them figured it out, but our one friend, DeMario, like, it was probably like 2-3 years down the line, and he was like, hang on, Billy, you white? And I was like, bro, you ever met a brother named Billy? And everyone just bust out laughing at him. But it just took so long to, like, finally realize that it was hilarious when it happened. If you could do YouTube full, I would probably not do YouTube full time, even if I could. And the main reason being that I'm a very future-focused person, and YouTube is still a volatile industry. While it's, you know, booming right now, in 10 years, it might not even be a thing. And I need to speak about, or not speak, I don't know, I'm fucking up my words. I need to think about, you know, my future and financial stability and providing for myself and loved ones. And I'm not confident that YouTube could take care of that 10 years from now, because I don't know where it's going to go. So, I mean, if you know, you want to start a YouTube channel, and even if it gets successful, that's great, but, you know, don't put all your eggs in one basket, is all it really comes down to. When not in front of the light, it stops. Well, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck's going on with the light. It's just shitty. Let me try and adjust the laptop. Maybe that'll fix the light. Actually, hang on. I got an idea here.
You want me to turn the light on?
I'm going to turn on this light to see if that fixes it. Alright, so I just turned on the main light in my living room. The video hasn't updated to show that yet. Well, it will by the time you guys see it, but I'm watching the video now and it hasn't gone to that. But the flickering has stopped. So I'm hoping that with this light on, the flickering won't keep happening. We'll see. As for favorite game, I don't know. Right now, I play a lot of DayZ. That light's flickering again, motherfucker. Because the video is slightly delayed. Hang on, here we go. We're getting to the part of the video where I adjusted it. Let's see if this works. And oh my god, I think that made it worse, actually. We'll see when I sit back down what happened. Oh, maybe. Okay, it looks like it maybe did fix things. So, we'll leave the light like that. Alright, anyway, back to the comments. How did you get working with Machinima? To start with Machinima, all you really have to do is just apply to be a partner on their network. I mean, if they like your content and they like what you have, you can join them as a partner, and it's that easy. As for height, I'm pretty much 6'1", right around there. What does the back of your coat say? I'm not sure. Probably, I think it's like American Eagle or something. I don't know if there's anything on the back. I don't know. Xbox One or PS4. I'd probably say PS4 if I had to pick one, but for me it's going to be neither because I think they're both overpriced at the moment, and there's just nothing next gen that really makes them worthwhile. As far as I know, there is going to be a third part to Borderlands. I heard it's going to be more of an MMO type game. I mean, it could be awesome. It really depends how they execute it. As for PC setup, we just went through that. As for checking out Thief, as I mentioned, I've already started Thief. I'm just not allowed to upload the videos just yet because of the embargo. Square Enix in general is a company that is very strict about embargoes, so I'm gonna be I'll be putting up Thief. I think probably like Monday at midnight will be the first episode, and then it'll be every other day after that till the series is all wrapped up. I haven't actually played Metro 2033, but I mean, I've heard good things about it. It's just, you know, there's so many FPS games that come out every year that it's really hard to check them out. Why don't you ever play The Walking Dead? I mean, I don't know. I have The Walking Dead on my Xbox, and I tried playing it. Honestly, I just don't think it's that entertaining of a game. Like, I don't know. You do actions, and it's all kind of scripted, and it's just not the kind of game I find very fun. As for do I know any other people on YouTube? I know a couple people on YouTube. I mean, I don't have any like close friends that I play with or any other big YouTubers, but I've played with a couple other people on occasion through like collaborations. But in general, I just kind of do my own thing, I guess. Yeah, refresh this again real fast. Mute that so the audio doesn't overlap, and some questions. What do you think about Watch Dogs? Watch Dogs looks like it's going to be really good. I mean, I think the big thing with Watch Dogs is it looks like it'll be amazing. But a lot of games look amazing. A lot of games look like they're going to be fantastic, and then when they finally come out, you're just like, what the fuck is this garbage? I mean, I was really pumped for Alien Colonial Marines, and that game was the biggest fucking letdown. It was so bad. I had like 5 episodes recorded already, and it was so bad, I just deleted it and didn't even bother uploading it to the channel. I was like, this game is fucking dog shit. I'm not putting it up on this channel. It's terrible. So yeah. But Watch Dogs should be good. I mean, I am partnered with Ubisoft, so in general, they always send me games before release to both review and start getting videos up. So the second Watch Dogs has a release copy out, I'll be able to start messing around with it and see what it's all about. And hopefully it's good. I mean, it looks like it's going to be really good, and Ubisoft doesn't really disappoint, in my opinion. They're pretty consistent as a company. And I think they really look after their fans a lot better than a lot of publishers do, like EA, as I mentioned. But I mean, from what I've seen so far, the game looks like it's going to be amazing. So I have high hopes for it. What inspired me to start a gaming channel? I guess what it really comes down to is, I mean, I've always been a gamer. And I had a friend back home that he did competitive gaming, like FPS gaming. Actually, not really FPS, because he did a lot of Gears of War stuff. But he had a channel, and I asked him about it. And like, you know, like how he got started, how hard it was, how much time it took. And after talking for a little bit, I was like, you know what, I could probably do this. So decided to just start a channel up. Got kicked off of the Borderlands with the Legendary series. Actually, one of the first videos I put up was a Diablo 3 build, but I wasn't really known well enough in the Diablo 3 community to, I guess, to really get that out there. And Borderlands, on the other hand, was relatively still open community, and it just kind of took off. And then from there, the channel just grew, and I was able to go into walkthroughs and Let's Plays, and here we are now. Have I ever played WoW? Yes, I was the 3rd ranked hunter in the world for Season 7 on WoW. What's the Batman AO Blackgate? Don't know what you mean. I probably won't be going back to Batman just because the game was terrible. As for a face cam, I'm currently on my laptop. And so my laptop I usually leave at the office because I work off of it. And in general, well, my PC, hang on here, let me move some stuff. You can see my PC set up right here with my sexy keyboard and mouse and all that stuff. I think it's showing. It's going to be hard because I can't see what's going on in the video. But anyway, I don't have a webcam on there. So when I do stuff like this, it's with the webcam integrated into my laptop already. But in general, like, I have done face cams before. I did one with Dead Space 3. And it's a pain in the ass because I basically have to have my it would be like me gaming here, and my laptop would have to be like propped up to just angle at my face, and then I get into the issue of having to basically have like a Skype connection between my laptop and my computer so that you can see my face on the face cam, and it's just a big fucking hassle, in short. Titanfall, I mentioned, I'll already be checking out Titanfall. I'm not expecting much, but I think it'll be alright. As for the next DayZ update, honestly, the biggest thing I'd like to see is servers stop resetting and loot stay in the game, because I'd love to be able to, you know, put more value in gear. Because it stands right now, you can die and you can re-gear up completely in the span of roughly, I don't know, 2 to 3 hours, and you're fucking decked in full military gear again. And it takes away the difficulty. As for FightinCowboy, the name, this goes way back. So I've had the name for about 11 years now. I was running like a Hotmail account, and then that was my gamer tag, and I had it. I just said, fuck it, I'll keep it. But in short, I did a lot of martial arts and like boxing and stuff when I was younger. So that's where fighting came from. And at the time, I just finished watching Cowboy Bebop, which was still to this day one of my favorite animes. So I was like, I'll be a fighting cowboy. And looking like it's kind of a stupid name, but I mean, I had it and I thought of it and it stuck then, and I was like, fuck it. So like I just kept using it, and then here I am 11 years later, and I'm just known as Fighting Cowboy. Any games I would recommend to pick up under $20? If you can find a game called Phantom Dust for the original Xbox, I'd highly recommend that. It's like the best game ever made. I'm not sure what the price is on Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen, but that's another one that's a ton of fun. I mean, any of the older games on the channel too. You could probably get like Borderlands or Far Cry 3 for under $20, and those are both awesome. As for favorite thing to watch on YouTube besides myself, my favorite channel on YouTube is probably Manslayer, which, hang on, I will let me go through Video Manager here to find a link to his channel. I think his videos in my opinion are some of the funniest stuff on YouTube. He makes, if you've ever seen the Gamer Poop series on Machinima, he does all of those. He's one of the only featured channels that I actually have on my listing. But I mean, this guy puts a ton of time into making these videos, and I think they're absolutely fucking hilarious. Oh, I can't combine links. So anyway, channel on the featured channel thing. On my channel, if you go to featured channels on the right side, you'll see one that just says Gamer Poop. That's Manslayer. His videos are fucking hilarious. I piss myself every time I watch them. Battlefield or Call of Duty. Oh, hang on. Doesn't seem like the sound is coming from your headset, since the sound got lower when you're face away from the laptop. So why are you wearing a headset? Actually, I'm wearing the headset because the laptop mic is garbage. I actually did a quick test of this before I started this up, and with the laptop mic, in short, it was just like, "Hello, I'm Cowboy. I'm here to talk to you guys today." That's what it sounded like. So it was just really muffled. It was, you could barely hear anything. It was shit, basically. So in short, I put on the headset that I record with because I know it's going to produce good audio. I have not played Hearthstone yet. I'll probably check out the Spider-Man game just because I usually like superhero games. Spider-Man, Hulk, Batman, Superman, Iron Man, all that shit's usually pretty entertaining. DayZ next update needs house building. That's probably a long way off. Favorite game of all time, probably still Phantom Dust. Game's fucking fantastic. It's hard to really compare, but Morgan Freeman's channel is another one that's really good. Vector Bunny, he does some entertaining videos with DayZ. I reached out to him to see if he wanted to do a collaboration video for one of the live streams, so we'll see. Maybe that'll be in the future if he gets back to me. What did it take to be a part of Machinima? You fill out an application, and then when you build your channel, you get more notice within the network and basically become a bigger partner. If somebody asked Battlefield or Call of Duty, personally, if I'm going to play one today, I would play Battlefield. I have both. Call of Duty I don't know, I used to play Call of Duty pretty competitively, and I had a solid squad that I would roll with, and honestly, it just lost its flair. It got to the point, like, the original Call of Duty, like Call of Duty for Modern Warfare, that game was awesome. And then they slowly devolved it more and more into a game where it wasn't about player skill, it was about kill streaks. And it's like 25 different fucking kill streaks. And it's like you can't walk outside of a building without having like 18 fucking things in the sky all shoot you down. And it just pissed me off. Now, like in Battlefield, you have tanks and you have helicopters and you have jets, but at the same time, you can have kits that will take these things out. And, Call of Duty is the same thing. You could spawn, like I would normally spawn with the rocket launcher kit, but even then, it was just non-stop. There's always shit in the air. There's a fucking UAV, or there's some fucking thing firing drones at me, or there's some giant plane dropping bombs, or there's some asshole in a helicopter, and it's like, what the fuck? When did the game get away from being a first-person shooter? So yeah, in short, I would play Battlefield any day over Call of Duty. As for streaming Dota, most likely not, just because with Dota, as much as time as I'm putting into the series, streaming it just wouldn't be viable. It would take up too much time and it would take away from the A to Z. It's not going to happen at the moment. As for fast travel to major cities, honestly, I think that's a terrible idea for a game like DayZ. Just because I could tell you right now, a couple things would happen. One, you would have people that would sit in major cities just up on sniper posts waiting for people to zone into the fast travel. And if it just randomly spawned people into the city, it's too risky. Like if I'm sweeping a city and I know that buildings A, B, and C are cleared, and I'm moving on to building D, and then suddenly somebody just teleports into building C and then kills me, I'd be fucking pissed. And given people could potentially log in, I would hear them logging in. So even if they did implement all that stuff, like you would have to have like a 30-second delay on people teleporting into cities, and then people would complain about getting shot as they were zoning in, or people would complain about killing these people that were teleporting in. You could, if you died in Cherno and you spawned on the coast, you could just fast travel and recover all your loot. It would degrade the gameplay greatly, in my opinion. Trailer for Shadow of Mordor, yes, and that game looks fucking amazing. Out of everything I'm looking forward to, Shadow of Mordor is probably the only other game I'll say that looks as exciting as Shadow of Mordor is The Witcher 3, which those are two games that I will definitely be doing stuff for on the channel. They both look absolutely amazing, and it's really just waiting till that stuff eventually comes out. But I'm going to grab more whiskey real fast, so hang on just a moment. Reading your book? Reading your book?
Yeah.
Somebody said, it's fine if the lady's got the background.
Are you serious?
What's going on with that guy?
Should I hide?
No.
Okay. I just don't want to be called. Well, whatever.
Somebody was like, "Is that your daughter?"
I heard that.
You're retarded. She look like she could be my daughter. Yeah, pop her out.
We figured out you look older than I do.
Man,
Mm-hmm.
so if I can old man.
Might also be because I'm wearing hot pink. It's been interpreted as a juvenile color.
My girlfriend is very juvenile.
Well, you say that anyway.
Very juvenile. All right, yeah. Let me see. Let me refresh the comments back. And I'm gonna mute the sound so it doesn't blow out everyone's ears. Most important update is vehicles. I will agree, vehicles would be a great update to have. I mean, I don't know. I think more than vehicles though, because the thing is right now, with vehicles, you're going to be able to fast travel. And with servers, like let's say, like for example, me and Overwatch today were over at Below to Airstrip looting. We both ended up getting shot over the course of probably about 2 hours. Neither of us died though. In the event that one of us had died, we could just have a buddy hop on with the car, pick him up a Cami Shovo, and haul ass all the way down to the coast, and he could recover his gear in less than 10 minutes. And even if he didn't, the thing is, you know, reset we know is going to happen at set intervals, so we'll just fucking man up, have like 5 people at the airstrip, and basically get him re-geared out. When the game goes from servers resetting to loot staying, and loot being linked just to your character, so that there's, you know, stuff will respawn periodically, and like just adding actual value to loot, I think will add a lot more into gameplay, because you're not just like, oh, I died, oh well, I'll go to the airstrip and re-gear, because that won't be possible anymore. Let me go. So, as for Bioshock 2 Burial at Sea, probably not. Haven't played the first DLC. I doubt I'll play the second. As for Club Penguin or Webkins, no idea what either of those are. Name of the cats, that is Jack. Jackie, come here. I'll grab Jack real fast. Jackie. Come here. Well, Jack, say hi to everybody. Oh, he's a big fluffy boy. So this is Jack. Oh, he's running away. Come here. He's a big guy. He's a Siberian. He's a big fluff ball. He's a big lover boy. Pan up the camera, you can see Jack. Hey Jack, say hi to everybody. He's like, motherfucker, I was sleeping, and you just woke me up from my nap. I was cozy. But he just likes pets. He's a big fluffy cat. Likes to be loved. Princess, on the other hand, is kind of like an Abyssinian breed. So she's a skinny little thing. She's kind of a bitch too. So she likes to, what she'll do is she'll sit on my lap while I'm recording and then get mad because I'll like move or she'll slip and her ass will hit the computer desk and she'll get all pissed off about it. But yeah, those are my cats. And somebody mentioned Elder Scrolls Online. It will not be happening. I've played multiple betas. The last beta they had saved characters, and I went to play the PvP finally, and it was honestly just fucking terrible. And at that point, I had finally put the nail in the coffin, and decided that I would not be doing Elder Scrolls Online. In short, the game it's not nearly polished enough. The combat feels like it has no impact. Like when you hit stuff, it doesn't feel like you're hitting stuff. The PvP is a shit fest. It's just not challenging, and like I'll either like when I played, I would kill like 6 people, and then I would just like die and lag to like 7 mages, and I'm like, oh well, this is fantastic, I guess. So yeah, no Elder Scrolls Online. If anything, I'll be either going. Well, I will be going back to Final Fantasy because I have like 5 months left of subscription time, and I might be checking out WildStar since I've heard very good things about that game. I enjoyed it at Comic-Con, and it looks like it could be really good. Yes, Jack is still alive. He's just not little anymore. He's quite big now. He's full grown. So, we are at just about an hour, and people seem to be running out of questions. So, what I could do, in regards to Han's question, in general, I do like games that have an implementation of stealth. I think it's just, I mean, it's easy to just run in with guns blazing and kill everything. To be able to sneak into somewhere, stealth, and slowly dispatch your enemies, I think takes more skill and precision. So in general, I do like stealth games. I think they're a lot more entertaining. And it's a good thing, so I think it's a popular genre these days. But as I was going to say a second ago, hello Scott Loftus. One of my all-time favorite games is something called Phantom Dust. I've never streamed it, and I'm not even sure if the PVR would even be able to pick it up, because it's an old Xbox game. So it might not, I'm not sure. But one thing I could do for the second half of, well, I guess not second half, I'm not sure how much longer this will go, but one thing I could do in theory is if people are running out of questions or don't have anything else pertinent that they want to ask, I could try and stream Phantom Dust. I'd have to take the stream down, put it back up on my computer, more Steam messages, and I should be able to stream it in theory to show you guys the best game of all time. What all games will be coming to your channel? Well, I'll tell you right now, let me see a list of upcoming games for 2014. And I'll tell you exactly what I will be playing for sure. Alright, upcoming games. Oh, no, there we go, here's a list of top 25 upcoming games. Oh no, those are just Xbox One games, fuck that list. Alright, looking at the list. Dark Souls 2, which is pretty close actually. That'll be happening for sure. It'll be an exercise in frustration, but we're going to do it anyway. Watch Dogs will be happening for sure. Titanfall. Actually, Titanfall comes out at the same time as Dark Souls, so between the two of those, I'd probably do Dark Souls over Titanfall just because it's more my game style. Destiny we'll probably try out. I'm not sure what to expect from it, but we will be playing it. This list doesn't have much else in coming soon. Let me switch to a different upcoming games thing to see what else is coming out. So I'm not sure exactly what's considered 2014 or 2015, so a lot of stuff is like September 2014, which is so fucking far off. Like Destiny, that doesn't even matter. Final Fantasy 15 I will be doing for sure. Dark Souls 2 I will be doing for sure. As I mentioned, Thief I have upcoming next week. Scrolling through this list. Watch Dogs, obviously already mentioned that one. Tom Clancy, probably not. Might check it out, but no promises. Wolfenstein, I'm not sure. I never played the old one, so we'll see. South Park, The Stick of Truth, I probably will, just because Ubisoft is going to mail it to me and be like, play this, do it now. So I'll be like, okay, fine. It looked entertaining at Comic-Con at least. Looked like it'd be a lot of fun. Dragon Age Inquisition, still quite a ways off, but more than likely I will, just because it's an RPG and I play RPGs. Still scrolling through this list of games, and that's all I really see so far. That's big. Obviously, like I mentioned, Witcher is another big one, and then Shadows of Mordor is another big one. In regards to Smite, more than likely not. I've watched Smite gameplay, and I've actually tried League of Legends, and neither of them are really my style. I don't know, when it comes to MOBAs, you can only have one, and Dota is my MOBA. Hang on, a bunch of questions just popped up. Let me see. World of Tanks is a fun game, though I think it gets... I mean, I played the beta quite a bit, and it was entertaining, but it got kind of boring after a while. Like, you hit a point where it's just like, you just gotta mindlessly grind to begin to level up and unlock the tanks, and it's like, what the fuck, man? I got hours of playing before I'll be able to get to that point. As I mentioned, Thief is already coming to the channel. The game's pretty good. Hopefully you guys will enjoy it. I know I'm having a lot of fun with it. Do you disagree with the dishonest games concept of consequences for style of play? I'm not even sure what you mean by that question, to be honest. So you rephrase that and then I'll answer it. What do you think is an overdone trailer? I think Titanfall is getting overbuilt up. I don't think it's going to be as good as his, or as good as it's made out to be. Like, honestly, I have a few friends that are in the beta, and I think it's, from what I've heard, it's like Call of Duty but with wall running, which doesn't really impress me at all. Dying Light looked like it would be really good. As far as I know, I think that's a console exclusive, so it depends. I usually try to avoid console exclusive games, but if I end up getting a PS4 within the next couple months. Favorite RPG, action RPG. Ooh, it's a hard one. See, because Skyrim offers near endless content. In terms of gameplay, I really like the gameplay of Dragon's Dogma. I'm trying to think of like other RPGs. I mean, The Witcher is another one that I really enjoy playing. Even Dragon Age to some extent. As for other YouTubers to collab with, Morgan and Frankie are obviously two ones I'd like to get a collaboration with, just to do something with DayZ. I also reached out to Purge and Imperium Flax to do a Dota series, which would be like a subscribers versus subscribers type thing. With one of us, each of us would coach basically a set of our subs and have a coach subscriber match, but just with everyone. Like, see, the biggest thing with collaborations is with everyone working on their own series and stuff, it ends up getting pretty hard, just because, you know, you're trying to juggle schedules, and like, aside from YouTube, like, I have certain days I record and certain days where I won't even play, and just with work and YouTube, it's hard to find time with somebody else who also has all these things going on, to when you can come together and do some type of collaboration. So it's hard to say. There might be some stuff in the near future, but it's all up in the air. Can I get my girlfriend on screen? No creepy. That's up to her.
What?
People want to see you. They want to say hi. Do you want to come say hi?
No creepy, huh?
They said no creepy.
What? That's because that's not creepy.
I know, right? It's totally not creepy. Well, it's all, if you don't want to, you don't have to. Did you open that bottle of red?
Yeah. It was already open.
No, it wasn't. Maybe pull the cork out. Whatever. All right, come over and say hi.
Yeah, it was.
All right, we'll have Amanda's gonna come over and say hi. Or I'll give her the headset. She can say hello.
Oh no.
You can sit down.
Oh boy.
Here we go. Sit down and say hi to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Should I tell them about yourself a little bit?
So, I am FightinCowboy's girlfriend. I don't call him FightinCowboy, but I guess you guys do. And I have absolutely nothing to do with computer games, and I don't understand any of this whatsoever. And that's completely true. It's completely dead silent.
Well, let me see if anyone's commenting. Let's see if people are asking you questions at all. You can reply to people. No questions yet. Maybe we'll give it a couple seconds. If nobody questions, I'll just take the mic back. Hi. Oh, see, they say hello.
Yes, Hans, my name is Amanda. And I read really old books for a living. That is literally my job. So I don't know anything about any of these games or whatever Mr. Cowboy does with his time. So.
Mr. Cowboy now?
Mr. Cowboy.
Is that it now?
It's going to be Mr. and Mrs. Cowboy.
You would be like fighting cowgirl, I guess.
I would be fighting cowgirl, and in fact, that's what you should buy me some cowgirl boots is what you should do.
Okay,
So I can be fighting cowgirl.
I will get right on that.
There you go.
Alright, well, let me steal this back, let you escape.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
So obviously she's not a gaming person, so I'm surprised she actually decided to even sit down and talk for a little bit. But kudos to her for doing it, because I didn't think she would. But I know when I was starting this, at least, she was like, I don't want to be seen in this. So I'm impressed that she was able to come over and say hello to everybody. Let me see. Yeah, it worked. It is not creepy. Let me see. Do you agree with Dishonor in the way of handling play styles? Well, I mean, like you gotta elaborate what you mean. Like I played Dishonor, but what do you mean play styles? How there's like, you know, two ways of doing the game. Like you can be offensive or you can just go through stealth. I mean, I think a lot of games do that. Thief kind of does that. I think it's good to have freedom in games. I mean, Splinter Cell does the same thing. You know, you can pick which route you want to take. So I think it's good when games give you choice like that, and hopefully I think it becomes more of like a standard. Can you do Let's Plays together? I don't know. That's up to her. Babe, what do you want to do a Let's Play with me sometime?
No.
She says no. She's not a gamer, so I really don't think she'll be up for that. Is Bill a good guy? Of course Bill's a good guy, you asshole. How is...
That was a question for me.
Yeah. They said, how is living with Cowboy? We don't live together, so she doesn't live with me. She is here quite a bit, though, but I snore, so she usually wears, like, earplugs when we go to sleep because I snore really badly. Would you let Cowboy teach you about all the games to play them? I mean, I've shown Amanda a couple games. She's not a gamer. Like gaming is a thing. You either are a gamer or you're not a gamer, and I don't really think there is a middle ground. It's just, you know, if you're not good at gaming, you're not good at gaming. So more than likely, we'll never do a Let's Play series together. I've thought about having her come in and do commentary, but I don't think she's really up for it. Anyway, I think killing people makes more infected people, or yeah, I think that was kind of dumb. That killing people makes more infected. That was a shitty concept of the game, but you know, whatever. As for sports, I mean, I don't really play many sports at all these days. I go rock climbing 3 times a week. Once we get into the warmer seasons, one of the guys I work with wants somebody to play tennis with, so I told him I'd pick up a racket and play tennis with him, even though I'm terrible at it. I used to play volleyball quite a bit in Florida. I mean, when you're living next to the beach, it's, you know, that's the thing you do. Sit and you get drunk and you play volleyball. But unfortunately, that's not that big in Tennessee. I guess the biggest, in terms of sports, I guess my 2 biggest would be fishing and rock climbing. So like I said, I go rock climbing regularly. I go to a gym here in Nashville, and then once we get into the warmer weather, I'm usually, like, if I'm not recording or I'm not rock climbing, I'll be out fishing, because I absolutely love freshwater fishing. Love saltwater fishing too, but usually it's just more convenient to go freshwater. So, in short, that's my sports. Ladies love the DZ, yes. Can I do more? Actually, she hates DayZ. She absolutely hates it. She doesn't mind Dota. I think she likes to make fun of Dota. But DayZ, she thinks it's like the most boring game ever. As for the drunk Let's Plays, I'd like to do some of the drunk Let's Plays. Honestly, I think based on the response I got when I did that, I think what I would end up doing is I would do an entire series of, I would just basically pick a game, and that would be, the game would be a drunk Let's Play for the whole game. So I feel like cutting in and cutting out, some people liked it, some didn't, and people were largely divided, so I think there is definitely a demographic for it, but at the same time, I wouldn't want to alienate people that are against something like that. So in the future, if I do a drunk Let's Play, it would be split up. Yes, fishing is totally a sport. I mean, it's competitive. There is rewards for it, such as the delicious fish you get to eat. Favorite meal, probably chicken Alfredo. I like chicken Alfredo, it's quite tasty, and it is going quite good late nights with Juicy. Sounds like a radio talk show. That name sounds like a radio talk show. Let me scroll back real quick. I want to make sure there wasn't anything that I missed. What's my profession? I already answered that. I work as a usability specialist for Veterans Health Administration. Favorite color is blue. And PS, Xbox, or Nintendo. I mean, I'm probably going to be moving to PlayStation, but for now I'm still on Xbox, obviously. And I think that's all the old questions that I missed. Yes. Refresh. What game have you not but want to 100%? Hang on, I made it. How's it going? Favorite meal? Did that? No, you cannot ask her any questions. Favorite AC game? Easily Assassin's Creed 4. I mean, there's just more to do than any other AC game so far. As for playing Rust drunk, it really depends how many people have Rust. I don't have a lot of friends that play Rust, so unfortunately that would not happen. There's not a lot of games that I haven't 100% that I want to. I mean, I keep going back to Skyrim and working on it because I'd like to 100% that one day, but like that's such an undertaking. I mean, getting 100% of everything on Skyrim could take, you know, fucking weeks of just playing nonstop to actually achieve. And just with the way my schedule is right now, I really don't have the time to go back to it. Like, I mean, I picked up Final Fantasy to play for fun, and I think I have a grand total of maybe like 14 hours in the game so far, and I've had it for I think 2 weeks now. So it's hard to actually play games to just enjoy them these days, and you know, get to just go through them and play for the experience instead of doing it as part of YouTube and part of the job. How about Pixelmon? I'm not sure what Pixelmon CB is. I wasn't here when you answered. I don't know what Club Penguin or Webkins are. It's not my wife, it is my girlfriend. Favorite indie game? I don't play a lot of indie games at all, to be honest. There was a game I was playing a while ago while Steam was down, just called Super Hot. That's just a web link right now. That was pretty entertaining, but aside from that, I don't do a lot of indie games. Just walking around collecting loot and hope not to get killed. Yes, I agree. I think I'm caught up. Keep refreshing wait for more comments to come in, but my laptop is shitty. I wish it would just dynamically update, because that would make this way easier. What's this? It's a Clockwork. It's an old one. A lot of people are commenting on that one still. Oh well. As for Insurgency, never probably going to. I'm not even sure what it is. A world without AC or a world without cigarettes? I don't know. World without Assassin's Creed game's good, but it's not like life-changing. So yeah, there's that. Cram, serious. You say one more thing about singing, I'm going to mute you. And probably take you off of Steam as well. No more singing comments. So I see the word sing out of you again. Lay down the slap hammer. Just take you out. Would I play Loadout? Not sure what Loadout is, or Insurgency. Yeah, let me look these up. Loadout. What is that? Hang on a second. Oh, there we go. My laptop was going haywire for a second. I think it's overheating from trying to stream. I'm looking at Loadout. Looks kind of like a cartoony version of Borderlands, like even more cartoony than Borderlands, so I'm not sure. Insurgency. Pull up image here. Insurgency looks like a first-person shooter. Probably wouldn't play that just because I've had my fair share of first-person shooters and I usually just get tired of them. Alright, first video game I ever played. I mean, we're going way back. Hang on, what the hell's wrong with my laptop? It's like the fan. I think the fan is giving out. Mid-live-stream. That's not good. The laptop's gonna explode, it sounds like. Hang on, let me prop it up a little bit. Maybe get some more, more airflow into it. Maybe that will help. I don't know if it will, but it's a prayer, because it feels like it's on fucking fire. What did my girlfriend say hi? My girlfriend did just say hi for like 5 minutes of the video. You're a bit late. You need to pay attention earlier if you want to see things like that. Minecraft, Pixelmon, it's a mod. Am I right? CB, I've never played Minecraft. I doubt I will. Outlast or any scary game, a drunk LP of those would be hysterical. I mean, I don't know. I've looked into games like that, like stuff like Slenderman and shit, and I don't really find them scary. It's hard to find a good scary game these days. Like that demographic used to be in Dead Space, then Dead Space became more about the action and not about the horror, so that kind of killed it. You excited for Final Fantasy 15? I mean, it's really far out, but it looks like it'll be good from what I've seen so far. Like I said, I know I plan on going back to 14 once they add in some new content. Castlevania Lord of the Shadows, not sure. Fuck off about my beard, I'm keeping it. Anyway, suddenly comments are coming in faster, that's weird. What movie or video game would you want to star in? Easily Skyrim. It's like the coolest world ever to live in if you could. Would you consider cheating in single-player games or in online games? Not in online games because I feel like it takes away from the experience. As for single-player games, I'll play through them completely legit, and then after the fact, I might go back and if there's like certain cheats I can get that'll just make the game more entertaining, I would. And a lot of games are like that. Like for example, take something like I don't know, I guess Deadpool. Like you could go back and play through it with like unlimited ammo, and it would probably be pretty entertaining the second time around. But for the first time, it's just what it is. So yeah. As for Dead Space 1, I don't even think I have it anymore. I could probably still pick it up, but it's a much older game, and right now I just honestly with new games coming out and then already working on Dota 2 series and the DayZ series, I really just don't have the time to go back into a lot of older games at this point. As for more Dota, I think you mean Dota, which I'm already doing close to 7 episodes a week, so doing any more than that I think is a bit suicidal. And yeah, not doing any more Dota than what I already am. That's crazy. Graphics settings on Dota, everything is ultra. As for considering voice acting, I've thought about it, but that's kind of it's an industry you just get discovered in. It's not something you really, like, you don't just, I don't know how it works exactly, but I'd imagine you would just get discovered. It's not something you, like, just show up and you're like, I'm your new voice actor. Plus, I mean, the thing is, I already have, I have a career in place, plus I have the channel, so I have a lot going on, and trying to start a career in voice acting all of a sudden would just be, I don't know, something that, one, I don't have time for, and two, it's kind of just random. As I mentioned before, when Elder Scrolls Online comes out, I will not be doing videos. Honestly, I'm not impressed with the game at all. I think it's lackluster, and it's also not made by Bethesda, it's ZeniMax, so I think it's kind of a deviation from the standard Elder Scrolls series. What do I consider to be cheating in games? Anything that gives you an unfair advantage over other players. I played the original Gauntlets. I never played Dark Legacy. That was like the new age Gauntlet shit. But I used to play Gauntlet on like N64 with 3 buddies, and we would play that shit for hours. And that's the Gauntlet Legends. That's awesome. What popular game that a lot of people like can you not stand? Probably Minecraft. I've like watched friends try and play Minecraft. I just don't think it's fun. It looks fucking random and like, yeah, hooray, you can use your fucking imagination and build trees, but like you're beating trees with a pickaxe to get wood, and it just doesn't look entertaining to me. Yes, my girlfriend swears quite a bit. She has a little mouth on her.
Fuck you.
Yep, see how she is. Just told me to go fuck myself. Not very nice. Favorite zombie-infected movie or game? I mean, there's not a lot of zombie games that are that good, in my opinion, because a lot of games take away the power from the zombies. Like in DayZ, zombies are a fucking joke. That's more like just crackboards that you beat the axe. As for movie, I really liked like 28 Days Later. I thought that was really good. No, Amanda doesn't like to play games. We've been through this. Do you ever think more about 2 Sub Wars? Do you even lift, JK? I'm not, but no, I don't lift. I I can rock climb, like I said, which is probably a better workout than going to the gym and lifting. But in general, I avoid gyms. They're full of people. Everyone's hot and sweaty. I mean, I work out on a regular basis, but I don't like go to the gym. It's just not my thing. I do have Metal Gear Rising, actually. I remember I got the game in preparation for when it was going to come out. And then I played the demo and was just kind of, I guess, underwhelmed by it. So I have it just like sitting in my case of Xbox games and just haven't bothered to actually like do anything with it yet. So, I mean, someday I might look into Rising, but for now it just kind of sits there. So, yeah, that's I guess that's my answer for that one. First game I fell in love with? Phantom Dust, probably. I mean, as far back as I can remember being a serious gamer, I'd say Phantom Dust. It's a good game. Really good game. But considering we're an hour 20 in, I think we'll probably cut this off at an hour and a half. So we'll do 10 more minutes of open questions, at which point we will wrap things up, and I will bid you all adieu to jump into other things. Star Wars or Lord of the Rings, and why? It's hard to say. I mean, personally, I would probably say Lord of the Rings, just because I think it has a much richer lore to it. I mean, Star Wars has a lot of stuff going on, don't get me wrong, but I mean, the level of, I guess, just depth in Lord of the Rings is insane. There's like 9 different languages that were established. There's multiple books, and on top of that, I'm a bigger fan of that whole like medieval type world than the futuristic type world. What did I first break because of gaming rage? I've actually never broken anything due to gaming rage. Never broken any controllers. Fucking, I'm beating my laptop right now. I'm gonna break it out of overheating rage. But yeah, I've never broken any controllers or mice or keyboards or anything. And Dillinator, I have to end it sooner or later because it's like 4:30. I want to get lunch and I got to record some stuff for you guys for the week. And there's stuff to do. I stay busy. I stay very busy. Do I have a kid? Yes, I have a kid. She lives in Florida with her mother. I do not see her much since I'm about 1,000 miles away. As for RTS games, I don't know. She laughs at me a lot. She thinks I'm silly, I guess. I do a lot of dumb shit. Yes, I just laughed at that. But as for RTS, I used to play StarCraft. I have StarCraft 2 now. I used to play Warcraft 3. I don't play much anymore. I mean, I enjoy it, but I just don't have many friends that still play it. So I don't play it much anymore myself. Favorite in real life weapon and favorite gaming weapon? That's hard to say. I mean, you don't really get to use a lot of weapons in real life. You know, I don't get into gunfights or sword fights in real life very often. In games, I usually go for swords over guns. Actually, no, I'll just say a bow. A bow for both. Compound recurve bow in real life. The Crisis bow in gaming. Crisis bow is fucking awesome. What is this? Somebody asking me about. There we go. What do I like better, DayZ or Assassin's Creed 4? It's hard to answer a question like that because, I mean, realistically, they're two extremely different games. Like, one of them is you can be played alone, it can be played with friends. It's about survival, it's about sneaking, it's about keeping yourself up. The other is about stealth and just killing people to reach a common goal. And there is no end game in DayZ. So really, you can't compare those. I mean, If I had to pick, I would go with DayZ, just because while Assassin's Creed is fun, it does run out of stuff to do, whereas DayZ does not. When heists come out for GTA 5, I don't have it installed anymore, but I might jump into it at some point. I mean, I had, I remember the game had like some kind of ridiculous 9 gig install with it that fucking laptop, stop overheating. If you just hit things enough, it starts working. That's what I believe. But I might. We'll see. Favorite holiday destination, Mexico. Can you add me on Steam? This brings up an interesting one because I have a lot of people on a regular basis that try to add me. And in general, if I don't meet you in a game and play with you first, I will not add you. I like people that just send me friend requests or send me group invites, whatever the case is. I'll usually just delete them, especially if you're somebody that's just starting the game, just because, one, I don't have time to play with you. Two, I don't have time to teach somebody how to play a game. And three, I don't know you. So you're usually a complete stranger, and I already have a ton of people that I'm playing with already. Now you take someone like PVR Link, for example. You know, we met him in DayZ, shot him in the face a couple times, but he was working. We found him in the game. He was playing with the squad, and now he's somebody that I play with on a regular basis. So if somebody takes the initiative to go out there and find me in the game I'm playing and ends up in a match against me, and we end up playing together and we establish some type of camaraderie, there's a good chance we'll end up playing together. Otherwise, you'll probably never end up being friends with me. Hello, kitten. What, you wanna come here? There we go. She wants to come sit on my lap now, of course, because I'm doing something. Biggest regret of 2013? I don't really think I had any regrets in 2013. 2013 was a good year. Let me see. Keep it real. You're badass. I'm halfway through your Dota series. It's good to know. There's lots of Dota to come. Did you ever rage quit when the game became hard, difficult? I mean, the closest thing to a rage quit, I guess, was when I was playing Dark. I got up to a point where, like, I was trying to advance and I died. And I was like, this is stupid, and just stopped playing it, like, because the game was just, the difficulty was dumb, and it wasn't that the game was harder necessarily on the hard difficulty, but it was more the fact that on the game's hard, you would get, like for example, the game's idea of hard is like, let's say you kill something on normal, you get 100 experience. They're like, oh, this game is hard, you're going to do all the same shit you do, but we're only going to give you like 20 experience. So it's not necessarily that it's a harder game, it's just that it takes away from the amount of XP you can get, and then in short, you end up getting, you know, less of the abilities in the game, which is ultimately what you play games for. So you end up just having to replay missions to get the same amount you would have done, or the same amount you would have had doing it once on normal, and it just makes it fucking boring. Favorite music genre? I listen to a lot of like alternative and rock, and I guess that's mostly it. I mean, right now, favorite band, listen to a lot of bands right now. Coheed and Cambria, Motion City Soundtrack, Capital Cities. Started listening to a little bit of country since I moved to Nashville, but not many in particular. Have I ever considered making an actual team? No, I have not. I just play with too many people, and they're all on their own little team, so it's just too much to come together. No, I will not try to sneak and scare my girlfriend. Please add me on Steam. Like I said, that's not how it works, unfortunately. If I add you, I'd have to add every other single person that messaged me, so in general, I don't add people. What new game am I excited for? Shadows of Mordor and Witcher 3 are probably the two I'm most excited for. I never rage quit in Dota. Literally, I've gotten pissed and I've raged at people I'm playing with, but I have never outright abandoned a match in Dota from rage. I just don't do that shit. And I think that is everything. Let me refresh this, just to check. Check for any last minute comments. And no, there's nothing else coming in. Alright, well, on that note, we are going to end things off. I'm either going to be recording some more Dota, or possibly recording some DayZ, I'm not sure. Maybe even jump into Thief a little bit. But either way, I know tomorrow we'll have another Dota episode as well as a DayZ episode, and then Thief, I'll probably the first episode up at midnight whenever the embargo ends. So, my worst quality, my vanity for sure. Yeah, as for amount of subs to join Machinima, I'm not sure. It really depends more on the quality of content on the channel than the sub. You just have to apply to be a partner and see from there. So yeah. And yes, I yell at people all the time for being bad and threaten to fillet their dicks. It's very common for me to do. I will tell people they are the scum of the earth and say the most hateful things ever when they're bad at a game and they're on my team. But in short, I think that about wraps this one up. So, like I said, we're going to have some DayZ tomorrow as well as some Dota, and then later at night we will have the first part of Thief. So make sure to stay tuned. Hopefully I'll do another AMA. I'm guessing about 6 months from now. I think a year is a bit long to wait between these, so hopefully I get to do another one soon. But either way, thanks for coming by, everyone. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and we will see you with more videos in the future. Here's the cat being all crazy and attacking.